My name is Jeannie Manna-Cebulski, and I grew up in Fairview, New Jersey. My association with Palisades Amusement Park was great. I was there all the time. Swimming, rides, everything. We went into the pool at least twice a week. We belonged to the Sun and Surf Club and had lockers, and there were two different areas of the pool. The boards and the sand. I love the sand. It faced the fun house and was close to the custard and ice cream custard and things like that. But the pool was the largest saltwater pool in the world. It had waves and diving boards. We spent a lot of time there. I attended the school in Fairview, and we would go there every year after the last day of school and receive, well, first we would march up in the band. I belonged to the band, and I played the bells. And we'd march up to Palisades Amusement Park on the last day of school. And we receive a strip of tickets with free rides, and at the bottom we'd get a free drink and food. And it was so exciting to us. We waited for that. It was just an exciting thing. My favorite ride was the chairplane because it was like a seat and you'd fly over the edge of the cliff around in a circle and it would spread way out, and it was exhilarating to us. I don't know how big it would feel now, but it was great then, my favorite. I went to school in Fairview, Lincoln School, until 1951. And then our town did not have a high school, Fairview. So we all went to Cliffside Park. And it was a good distance. It was a pretty far walk, but we never realized it. We just walked it all the time. We never had a bus, or no one drove. My mother never had a car to drive us. My father was working. And we walked. And we didn't feel it at all. We just loved going. My favorite was waffles in Palisades Amusement Park. I love that. The waffles were warm, and the custard was put into it. It was so good. That I loved, and what else? The lemonade. That my neighbor used to work there, Jean, and I would have lemonade from there. But you can get some of that right from the pool on the sand part. They had an opening that we could get some of the food from there too. That was, when I think about it, there's nothing like it. Nobody can imagine how wonderful it was. The fun house was great. The barrel, there was a barrel that rotated, and we had to walk through it without falling. So we tried to go real quick, right through the barrel. And that, and what else was there? The mirrors. We used to walk through them with all the funny mirrors, making fun of each other. And what else? Stepping, we had to watch where we stepped also. There was little things that you had to watch. When you walk through, they had little slats of wood, and then all of a sudden, this puff of air came up and your skirt would blow up, and of course everybody liked that. There was a huge area that had so many musical acts that came, and high wire performances, and we'd all stand around and watch that. That was exciting. We also had a Little Miss America contest there, which was fun, because a lot of the children in the town were put into that. They would sign up for that. I know that some of my friends snuck in. There was like a hole under a fence or between the fences, and they would sneak in just so they didn't have to pay the fee. But I didn't. My husband, Chet, was friendly with the owner of the Penny Arcade, and I went to school with his daughter, Joan Mizaki. We were cheerleaders together in Cliffside, but Chet became friendly with the father, and through the years, he had told him that he was going to give him this machine. It was a rifle machine, Shoot the Clown. That was the title of it. And he sure did it. He gave them shame. And Jet wanted to donate it to the museum for Palisades Amusement Park in the end. He tried to have it fixed, but he never was able to do it. Some of the rides I remember that I liked were the whip, the caterpillar when the top would come down on us, and the Ferris wheel. At that time, that was a big Ferris wheel to us. Now when I look back, it probably wasn't that big, but to me it was. When I think of the rides, there was one particular one, the Tunnel of Love. That was, I went in there with my special boyfriend that I had all through high school. And it was fun. It was a lot of fun. The carousel in Palisades Amusement Park was the most beautiful carousel. I've never seen one better. And I remember a ring that when we go around, that we would try to touch the ring. I never did. I never took it out. I never was able to pull it out or anything, but it was fun to try to touch it. You'd always try to touch it when you were going up and down on the horses. And it was beautiful. And it played music in the middle. There was a musical thing in the middle. It was magnificent. In the penny arcade, I used to love the skee ball because we'd always count our points, how many we had, so we'd get a prize, with bigger prize all the time. And then the other machines that had the claw that came down to try to catch something, but of course you could never get the one you wanted. A lot of money went into those. But it was fun. And it was a quarter here and a quarter there. There was one other thing that I liked, the Nickelodeon. You'd wind it and watch a movie and go fast, 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 and then slow it down. We did get a season pass to get in each time free. We'd pay a certain amount, very small amount, because we lived right nearby, right in the towns. And so we didn't have to always wait online to get in. My husband, Chet, was a special police in Cliffside Park. And he worked in Kittyland. And we would always go, and it was fun. A lot of specials were there, and they would treat my children so nicely, and they had so much fun there. We were there very often on Kittyland, the rides there. There were so many of them too. It was a big Kittyland. Once in a while, I would go to the pool with my friend Eleanor Ragona, and she had friends from Holy Angels. She was going there, and they would bring their lunch. They would bring ham and cheese, bologna sandwiches, all things like that. And I would come with my aluminum foil wrapped sandwich my mother would make on an Italian bread, peppers and tomatoes, and they would smell it as soon as I opened. Let's switch. I want that sandwich. And that's what happened. When the park was closing, they had all these passes, all kind of things, memorabilia, and we had so many of them. We'd grab them and bring them home and put them in a drawer, but I don't know what happened to them now. We've been moving here and there. We must have thrown them out. Now I feel sorry that I did.
Palisades.